What's up, everybody? It's Tyler Wargo here. In today's video, we are going to PNC Field, home of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders. Now, a little bit about the Railriders. They are 51-43, and they are a AAA affiliate of the New York Yankees, and they are facing the Worcester Woo Sox. Now, the Worcester Woo Sox, you can hear it in their name, they're the AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, so it's that Boston Red Sox going up against that New York Yankees minor league edition, if I could say, and also the Worcester Woo Sox, they are 45-50. So Woo Sox doing a little bit worse this second half of the season. As for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders, they're doing much better than they were doing in the first half. But again, this is International League East and West kind of playing up against each other. So there's going to be a lot of hard teams. But the Yankees, I mean, they're one of the best teams in the International League East. And as for the Worcester Woo Sox, they are not. So let's talk about the pitching, the starting pitchers for today's game, and then let's head to Scranton, Pennsylvania. Starting on the mound for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders will be Thomas Pennone. He has a 4.37 ERA with 4 wins and 8 losses. So really, he needs to keep his wins-losses consistent. More losses than wins. So hopefully tonight he can even his games up a little bit by winning 5 of the 8 games. And as for the Woo Sox, they have Brad Keller on the mound. Brad Keller for the Woo Sox, he has a 5.14 ERA. Hasn't played much games as much as Thomas Pennone has. However, he has a consistent record of 2 wins and 2 losses. And putting that in total, that is 4 games played this whole season. So he's looking to get more reps on the mound today, and it's going to be a really good game. So without further ado, let's go to Scranton. PNC Field is quite hidden. I just arrived. I'm in the parking lot right now, and there's not a lot around PNC Field besides a plaza, which is beyond the backdrop. I'll show you guys that. It has a movie theater, a grocery store, and a bunch of things. However, it's just very hidden and far away from Wilkes-Barre and Scranton. So when you get to Scranton, it's not right there. You actually have to drive off and get on different interstates to get to this stadium, unless you're coming from a different way. I came from Connecticut, so it might be different. That's the plaza I'm talking about. Can't really see it. It's also hidden, going with this stadium. What's up, guys? Future me here. I do want to say that this ballpark that we are going to, PNC Field, it is rebuilt. So this is the newest renovation of the PNC Field. It's been renovated since 2013. And back in 1989 until 2013, there actually was an older PNC Field, which you could have seen off the highway, and it wasn't quite hidden. But this new modernized stadium that they now built since 2013, they have hid that ballpark, so you can't really see it off the highway anymore. But you used to see it off the highway, and I do talk about it later in the video. So this is the backdrop of PNC Field. Jobit Villavaz, player who has played on the Yankees as well. A lot more modern than the lineups we saw in New Hampshire and in San Manuel. So a look from right field. The last two ballparks we went to, you could not walk around the stadium, but here you finally can. And it's really cool because on the right is just nature and a parking lot. But besides the parking lot, nature surrounds the ballpark, and this is not what surrounds Delta Dental Stadium or Sam Manuel Stadium. A bar well beyond right field. I always kind of imagine a home run being hit straight into the bar. And here we kind of enter this walking path that's right behind the concourse. Entering the homer zone. A lot of people here are waiting to get a home run. We're making our way to dead center. It did rain earlier, so of course you would want to stay off the rocks because you would slip. But it's really cool because when you watch on minor league baseball TV, and if a home run's hit and you're watching the game being played on PNC Field, this is the rock that's displayed beyond the outfield. PNC Field is supposed to have some Yankee Stadium aesthetic to it. That's why we see like the white construction pieces. Neighborhood resides well beyond right field. It must be really cool to live that close to PNC Field, considering there's a game happening almost every day this summer. So if you get a summer house and you're a baseball fan, imagine getting an Airbnb around PNC Field. Well, that would be really cool. And you're near the Pocono Mountains. Pocono Mountains are nearby as well. The lineup goes quick in the minor league, especially AAA. Here comes TJ Rumfield again. A lot of camps are also here today. Family events, staff-hosted events, and like I said, camps. More camps are here than anything. The Cost Pavilion is just right here. Of course, talking about events. Well, under this pavilion is a place where you can have events. It's really cool. I remember having events back in New Britain when the Rockcats had their stadium. Stadium's still up, but the Rockcats moved out and became the Yard Goats. Of course, so many events going on. You got a virtual reality sim of hitting a ball off a tee. And of course, here's where you kind of enter the event. Of course, we're not invited, so we're not gonna go to our left into the event. We're gonna make our way to the team shop. Into the Scranton Wilkes-Barre station, aka the team store. So the team store is very crowded, something that my past videos has not been through, but it's very crowded in the team store. Of course, the camps. Pine Tree Camp is here, but that's not going to stop me from looking at this display of hats. Along with their 4th of July hat, which we saw the Fisher Cats 4th of July hat as well in my last video. See, these hats are very traditional and definitely remind you of the Yankees, which that's the team's goal to do, is to have it kind of affiliate with the Yankees. So we're gonna see some New York Yankees style hat with Scranton Wilkes-Barre, which you can do. They did perfectly here. And of course the Railrider logo. Again, railroads surround this ballpark. So all those trees that you guys see in those woods is a railroad, and that is why the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders are called what I said, the Railriders. So I'm escaping the crowd, and we're gonna take a look at the traditional hats, the trucker caps, and the 920 hats. So a lot more of a collection over here than where we entered the store. Again, just a basic SWB hat. Looks like a hat to go golfing in. There I am wearing my Yankee hat. $27.99. It's an interesting price to put on a hat like this, but again, it's up to the team in PNC Field where they price their hats. And you would consider this a cheap section, but it's really not a cheap section. I mean, $27.99 for a traditional hat is a little bit pricey. However, the prices do range in this spot of the ballpark. Another pricey hat, $30 for this traditional Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders logo. Been a team since 2007, and they've renovated the stadium tons and tons of times, just like their highways. Copa de la Diversión collection. Don't know if I said that right, but this is what they have worn before. Their Copa de la Diversión hats. Very interesting. Reminds me of the Yard Goat hat, which I do have. $25. Now, that's interesting. $25 for a hat like this. However, the hat over here, which doesn't really have any style that appeals to me. Again, this is my opinion. This is $28. So it's very interesting how the on-field caps are roughly the same price as a classic Bill hat. The on-field cap, $33. So a little bit cheap considering the last two ballparks we went to in San Manuel and Delta Dental. They had $35 to $40 hats that were just like this. So this is a basic t-shirt. It looks like it's an athletic wear, but it's not. Just a basic t-shirt marking at $34. So again, like I said, at Dental Stadium, it's all about the price or roughly being the same. So this is a basic t-shirt. It looks like it's an athletic wear, but it's not. Just a basic t-shirt marking at $34. So again, like I said, at Dental Stadium, it's all about the price or roughly being the same. The prices between the apparel and the hats are roughly the same price. So you can really make that decision on whether or not to get a t-shirt, sweatshirt, or a hat by spending the same amount of money, not more. Representing Spanish heritage, $33. Sugar Skull, no hat tee. Really cool. You would think that it would have a Railrider hat, but it doesn't. But it's still a really cool shirt. Again, a basic t-shirt. You can kind of wear this to bed, honestly. Very cool as well. And then aside to it, a journalism tee, which I call a journalism tee. But again, it's a golf polo, and it is $70. So again, golf polos are going to be expensive, especially a AAA Yankees golf polo. This is the only section of the store that has replica jerseys, and replica jerseys here would be $110. A lot more expensive than the jerseys we saw where the 66ers played. Here we see it, $39.99, $40 for the on-field cap of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders. And I'm assuming that all these hats are the same price. Yep, $40. They do have clearance items on sale for Scranton Wilkes-Barre glass. A hot dog foam finger, a mug. I love mugs. No price. 25% off all of this. And I'm assuming that also these t-shirts to my right are also on clearance, 25% off. Here we found the insiders. I was looking for these. We'll take a look at this towards the end of the video. So right in front of us is the bullpen for Scranton. However, we can't go in there because there's an event going on. But also to the left of them is the Red Sox Well, the Woo Sox bullpen. So here's the Woo Sox bullpen right here. So it's towards left center field. Benone is exiting the ball game after pitching 6 innings. Bobby Dolbach steps up. Again, we're seeing more trends of hotels being the backdrop for most minor league ballparks. You know, the Delta Dental Stadium had a hotel as the backdrop, and going with Chickasaw Brooktown Ballpark.
Oh, that's gone! That's gone! Get out!
Representing the Oat Milkers, calling PNC Field the original Oat Field. Worcester finally adding some runs onto the board. However, they're still trailed by a lot here in the top of the 7th inning. So it is true that this is the only team store. It's just when you enter the stadium. Here we have a patriotic Railrider jersey, $60, much more cheaper than the jerseys in there. So if you're gonna get a Railrider jersey, this is the place to come to. Nothing on the back, but it's really cool design. And then we did look at this hat briefly. We did look at this type of hat briefly. $36. This is what they wore on Veterans Day. Going with the rest of the Major League and, of course, the minor league.
Aikman's 10 hits, no errors, and 7 runs left on base. It was the Red Sox, 4 runs, 8 hits.
Guys, comment down below which you guys think is worse. Driving in the middle of nowhere at night in the woods or the desert? I mean, personally, I feel like the desert's a lot more scarier to drive at night in the middle of nowhere. Because, I mean, on the East Coast, there's really just town after town after town, you know, every like 15, 20 minutes. So there's not much to worry about as for on the West Coast. But yeah. No, I found it very interesting. Especially, I also found it interesting how just 45 minutes south of us, you know, back at PNC Field, was actually the start of Interstate 80, which ends at the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge, which is where we were at when we left Healdsburg. You know, I'm a big geography nerd. You guys will know about that on the channel. As you guys know, I love talking about the road trips and where I'm going in this country. But yeah, I just find that interesting. And normally you could see you could see the old Railrider Stadium from the highway if you were to drive south of Scranton. You know, back then, me and my family, we used to always go to Florida. We'd always go on those road trips to Florida, and we would always pass the Railrider Stadium, and we never went. But I'm thankful that today I was finally able to go. But yeah, no, I just found that very interesting. And yeah, let's continue with the drive. We still got like about 2 hours left. You know, very short. I make it seem long, but it's really not that long. And yeah, let's go. So this is the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders Insider. They call it the guide rail. And something I realized first off the bat is that this insider ranges from July 23rd to the 28th. So they do have separate insiders throughout the month. I'm still learning on if minor league baseball has every team having a monthly insider, or it's up to the team when to drop their insiders. But it seems like the Railriders upload their insiders very consistently. And I know you guys are going to say it's a program. I call it an insider, but you can call it a program. But let's take a look at this. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did not get any schedule or mini schedule like I got at the Fisher Cat game and the Yard Goat game. But we have the schedule right here. So the schedule ranges from March to April, of course, to September. So this is volume 11, issue 9, which is called the Bullpen Edition, and they have a directory or an index on where to find stuff regarding the staff directory or the fan code of conduct, which I know no one's gonna no one's gonna read the fan code conduct, but it is here in the insider. Now we have the seating map, which is great. We have ticket zones. So if you love going to PNC Field and you want more direction on the field, well, they have it all here in this insider. Turning the page, here we see the 2024 summer camps. And of course, there was a lot of camps in attendance yesterday, not for the RRU, but for other places around eastern Pennsylvania. And then we have the broadcasting, a list of names of people who are working for the Railriders. There we see the broadcasting and media relations, Adam Marco and Emily Messina. So we flip the page and we see cool facts about the manager named Shelly Duncan. And then more information regarding the field staff. And then, of course, to the right, scattered throughout this insider will be promotions. Of course, the Hampton by Hilton. That was right behind the backstop, kind of in that plaza, which I showed you guys. And then here's kind of the story of the insider. Rhythm and relief, Underwood Jr. finding groove in Railriders bullpen. So, again, a new face for the Railriders, moving up from the Somerset Patriots all the way to the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders and finding a good groove in the bullpen. And, of course, more stories regarding, or the story continues regarding Underwood Jr. And, of course, the team store, we did look in there. And here is the one part of the insider, which is my favorite. No matter what insider it is, this will always be my favorite section of the insider because it includes the player name and the face. And, of course, below their name is their stats. Really cool. Will Warren was on the Somerset Patriots as a starting pitcher, but now he moved up, and now he's pitching in the bullpen for the Railriders, and a bunch of other players like Brandon Lockridge, who played in yesterday's game as well. Lockridge has 83 hits, 42 runs, 3 home runs, and 20 RBIs. So, again, not a home run hitter. Of course, every insider will have a box score if you want to take note during the game, keep you entertained. And then here we have the pitchers. Tons and tons of stories regarding the bullpen of the Railriders. Now, the Fisher Cats insider was the same. But other than that, other than the stories regarding the bullpen session. Again, this insider is strictly focusing on the bullpen, so there's going to be bullpen stories. But yeah, a lot of stories about the bullpen pitchers in this volume and this part of the month of July. So really cool. And again, upcoming promotions. They only have one page regarding the promotions, but it's still mentioned. And again, last night, $2 Coors Light night. So all beer was $2. We saw some fireworks. And then today it's Wagon Wednesday. And tomorrow is Thirsty Thursday. And that is the so-called guide rail for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. But before we end it, let's recap the game. The Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders, they won 8-4 against the Worcester Woo Sox. The Worcester Woo Sox have depleted their record even more. They now have a 45-51 record. So not looking good, considering that was the first game of the series. The Woo Sox still have some time in Pennsylvania to improve their record. However, they have to do something quick because August is just right around the corner. We have a couple more days until August. So really the pressure's on the Worcester Woo Sox if they want to move up in the International League East standings. Again, it's a big league in AAA, so they have a lot of diversity in that against them. So they're going to have to face that and improve. But right now, we're not seeing that. However, for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders, everything's going for them. Thomas Pannone, his ERA is now 4.22, and his record has now improved to 5-8. Last time it was 4-8, and now it's 5-8. So that's really good. And as for Taylor Trammell had 3 runs, 2 walks, and 2 RBIs, and one of those RBIs being an RBI double. So Taylor Trammell, considering he was on Tacoma, playing in the Mariners farm system, bringing that across the country to play in Pennsylvania for the Yankees farm system, he's doing a tremendous job, and he looks to keep that up as the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Railriders head into August, and they still remain top leaderboard in the International League East standings. And that's going to do it for the video. That being said, thank you guys for watching this video, and we have Hartford this Saturday. So if you guys like more minor league baseball content, still got that rolling. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, bye.
I need to dance, I wanna shout you in on manners. I can't romance.